Hey guys, I hope that you guys are doing amazing wherever you are in the world. My name is Shikha and I welcome you to my channel. I'm so grateful as always that you guys are listening, subscribing, commenting. I appreciate the support. And again, if you guys want to support me further, you can do that by going to my Patreon link. The link is in the description below. In this video, I want to speak to you guys about consistency. I get so many messages from people saying exactly the same thing, saying that they're surprised and impressed, but more so surprised by the fact that I can be so consistent with posting a video every single day, posting the podcast, my blogs, things like that, right? I wasn't always this consistent, so I just want to give you guys a little tidbit. I wasn't always like that. Was not born like this, is what I want to say. I didn't come out of the cradle like being like, all right, great, let's be consistent with things. In fact, for the first 30 years of my life, I would say, I was extremely inconsistent and I did not do anything consistently for more than sometimes a week. I'd try it once and I hated it, or I wasn't good at it right away, or I wasn't perfect at it and it was so difficult and I didn't want to bother with it, so then I would try it once and then give up. Sometimes I tried it a couple of times, sometimes I tried it for a couple of months, but then eventually it was a pattern in my life that I always gave these things up. Whatever I tried, I always gave them up, right? Well, obviously, 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, I would say I started being more consistent. All of a sudden, I realized, I think it's also the fact that I turned 30, and I was like, whoa, what am I doing in my life? I haven't done anything useful with my life till now. I'm already 30, and I'm basically wasting my life away. So all of a sudden, I was like, all right, I need to be consistent with something so that I have at least something to show for by the time I turn 40, right? Because I wasn't going to be like, all right, I'm 30 now. I'm not going to make any changes, and I'm going to have the same conversation with myself at 40 saying, oh, I haven't done anything in my life. I need to make some changes, right? So I was like, all right, let's make the changes right now before anything happens, and before anything major happens, like you turn 40 and you don't do anything with your life, right? So I started being consistent with little things. I started, as I told you guys this before, I started being consistent with very little things, like making my bed every morning. That was my first thing that I tried. I didn't do anything major. I'm not doing anything major with my life. I was still just like, okay, let's start with something small. Let's get up every morning and make our bed. Now, it's so irritating, right? Because you're like, well, I'm going to sleep in it anyway soon, and it's going to be ruined. Why bother? Well, that's not the point of it. It's not the point that you're going to make it or break it or whatever, right? You're doing it to build the habit of consistency. And as everything else, the more you practice something, the more you practice consistency, the better you become at it. It is just a habit. It's like a muscle, actually. And I've noticed this for myself too, that if I do something, anything, whatever it might be, I try meditating every day for a month, the more I do it, the easier it becomes, right? And even if I stop doing it for a couple of days or a week, God forbid, I haven't done that yet, but if I do, then I know that it's going to be harder to get back to it because it's a muscle. And like muscles, when you work them consistently, they get stronger. But if you stop for a couple of weeks and you go back to it, you feel weaker. You feel like, oh my God, I don't know. I can't even lift this weight, and I used to be able to do it easily before, right? So consistency is a muscle. It's a muscle, and that's something that you have to practice and work on every single day. And so as I said, I started off with a very small muscle, right? I started off making my bed, and that became easier. And then I started adding little things over and over into my daily routine. So I would start with meditation, and then I started doing a yoga routine every day. And then I started doing my writing every day. And then little by little, now I have a very strict routine. And you guys have heard about it a billion times. I'm not going to talk about it. But this is where I am. But I had to build up to it, right? I didn't just start one day and be like, all right, I'm going to post a new video every single day, and that's cool. I'm going to be able to do it, no problem, right? That's not how it started. I started off by making my bed every day 5 years ago. And then little by little, 3 years ago or 2 years ago, I was able to start posting a video every single day, right? So it took a long time to get there, right? And I'm at this point right now where I can pretty much start a new habit if I know that it's useful and build it into my daily routine and be able to do it because I know how to build my muscle of consistency, right? One thing though I would mention that I really want to mention in this video, because people, as I said, ask me all the time, how are you so consistent? You're an INFJ and I'm an INFJ, but I'm an INFJ that has a hard time in being consistent. How can you be consistent, right? And so people are always asking me this question, and I did not really know the answer to it because I built, as I said, my routine over time. I built my muscle over time. But why did I start in the first place? Of course, as I said, partly it was because I turned 30 and I was like, wow, I wasted my life away. Let me do something with my life before I die. Also, I've been told by many different fortune tellers that I'm going to be dead at 40. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. I don't really believe it. Maybe it's true, maybe not. Who knows, right? But if I do only have 5 more years left, then I really need to take care of it, right? I need to do something with my life. So that was another thing that kind of motivated me. Death is a big motivator for me. But I also realized that I was trying to be consistent with things in the past that I didn't really care about. And as you guys know, as an INFJ, we really, first of all, have to give a shit about the things that we're doing. Really have to give a shit, otherwise we're not going to do it. You can force us to do it, and perhaps money will maybe motivate us for a little bit, but eventually we'll get tired of it and we'll stop doing it, right? So we have to really care about the things that we're being consistent with. If you're not going to care about it, if you don't care about it, you're not going to do it. You're not going to do it consistently. You're just not going to do it. I can just bet it. And so I know when I start something new, if I don't care about it, I know I'm going to stop it soon. I just know it. I'm not going to be consistent with it, right? So what we have to do is we have to make ourselves care about these things, right? And so we have to self-motivate ourselves. For example, the reason I'm able to meditate every single day is because I freaking see the difference in me, in the way I deal with the world, in the way I talk to people, in the way I look at myself, in the way my self-esteem is, my motivation, my happiness level, my contentment level. Everything in my life is affected by the fact that I do this 1 half-an-hour meditation every morning. And that power, it's so powerful. It's just half an hour. And I can make so many changes because of it. It's not a waste of time at all. At all. I can see the difference in me, in my life, in the way I live in the world. So many changes happen because of it. And so I know that I'm never going to stop meditating. It's never going to happen because I know that it's so powerful. Okay? So that is what I'm saying. I have made a connection between the fact that I can meditate and change my life. It's not a waste of time. It's actually really important, and it makes changes in my life in a way that's really powerful and makes me a better version of myself, which I want. Yeah. So that connection is the reason why I'm able to meditate so consistently, and I have been meditating consistently for the last 5-6 years now. Okay, every single morning I get up and I do it. It's just normal for me. Even if I have to go travel, I will find a place in the airport and I'll just sit down for half an hour and I'll meditate, or 5 minutes even, or if I'm in the plane and I'm doing a 24-hour like layover or something like that somewhere, I'll find a place somewhere to do my meditation, because it's absolutely crucial that I don't miss even a single day. Right? I've been caught sitting in planes, in my seat. I'll be sitting there and I'll be doing my meditation in airport seats, obviously, in train stations. I was in a Shinkansen bullet train with my sister, and I was like, I missed my meditation, I need to do it. And so I was sitting there, she was sitting next to me reading or watching something, and I was doing my meditation. So it doesn't matter, I'm gonna do it, I have to do it, it's important. Yeah. But I was able to build that consistency again because I know that's important. I was able to see the value in it. I understood that it makes me a better person, which I love, and has so much power to it. Yeah. The same thing with my yoga practice, the same thing with my writing, the same thing with every other routine that I've built into my life. And of course, these videos, right? I see how much power they have, these videos. Now, I'm not saying that I'm brilliant at them or anything. I'm actually really crappy at them. In fact, I do them very amateurly. I don't have a script. I just kind of talk from my heart. But I do them every single day. And I see the effect. I see the impact. And I know because of that, I can never stop, right? And so I really want you guys, if you are interested in being consistent with anything, everything, whatever it might be, yeah, think about making that connection for yourself. For example, if you decide that you want to be consistent with flossing every evening before you go to bed, or flossing every night before you go to bed, yeah? It's one of those things that I myself have never been able to build that habit because I haven't been able to build that connection for myself, right? I do other things for my oral health, but I am not able to do this for some reason. But for you, if you are interested, you could look at it this way. Your health is important to you, perhaps, or your family has a history of heart attack, and oral health has been linked to heart attacks. Or you could build it in a way that, you could make it like a fun game where you, if you are consistent with it for 30 days, then you'll buy yourself a new electric toothbrush, or, I don't know, something nice for yourself, get a massage. So there's a million different ways that you can do it, but you have to play a game with yourself, right? especially with things like flossing, which are so boring that you can be like, oh my God, why do I even need to do this, right? So you really have to make it a game. You have to make it something that interests you, something that entices you, something that makes you feel like I'm going to become a better person because of it, something that makes you realize that it's not a waste of time. Because if it's going to be a waste of time for you, you're not going to do it. You're just not going to do it. You're going to try and do it for a couple of days, and then you're going to stop, all right? So you really have to build it into your system. You have to build in all of those parts to it so that you're able to be consistent with it. Again, I hope this makes sense to you guys. I know I share my consistency habit a lot with you guys. I'm not doing it to brag, I swear. I'm doing it because you guys ask me a lot of questions about it. So hopefully this does help. If you guys have any further questions about this, please comment below. And if you guys want to support me further, obviously you can do that through the Patreon link, which is in the description below. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.